sounds like Barb Redder's trying to get that dialed in with Oh the Places You'll Go, who is a 3-year-old Mr. Big Filly out of the Jenna Beach Boy mare Illegally Blonde. Drivers here turning them on the front, getting ready to head into the first turn and get behind the gate on the backstretch. And again, we have a lot of fair racing action here in Ohio tonight. So all at the same time right now, we have Hilliard, Lebanon, and Oak Harbor all racing. Hilliard got started at 4 p.m. and Lebanon and Oak Harbor at 5 p.m. And we have them spread across a couple Facebook pages. And then Oak Harbor, we're taking the YouTube slot here with the OHHA as well. So really busy time of year for sure. So Lebanon today actually had 2 cards, the morning card at 11 a.m. and then this evening card that started at 5. So I believe the Phillies race this morning, and I think it's the Colts here in the evening card at Lebanon.
Also lining up down the backside on the way to the gate, Miss Carly Shea will move in at the rail. Then comes Margin of Error, Grainy, Artificial Sweetener, Reese with Oh the Places You'll Go on the outside. They're at the post. Starting gate is rolling now. Here they come. They're off and pacing. That's Margin of Error going out after their lead along with Reese on the outside. At the rail third, that's Miss Carly Shea. Fourth, it is Greeny. Fifth is Artificial Sweetener. And the last horse is Oh the Places You'll Go. As they make the turn now to head down the backside of race toward that quarter-mile mark. Up there on the front end, that is Reese, driven by Pierce Henry. Moving up on the outside second, now comes Margin of Error, driven by B.J. Robertson. B.J. Robertson, Margin of Error take over. Coming back second is Reese. 27-4. First quarter paced in 27 4/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stands for the first time. That is still Margin of Error with the lead. Reese right there, close second. A little further back, third comes Miss Carly Shea. Fourth is Artificial Sweetener. Greeny is in there fifth. And the last horse is Oh the Places You'll Go. Coming down toward the half-mile mark. That's B.J. Robertson, Margin of Error, bringing the horses down to the half. Sitting there in the golden chair second, that is Reese. 57-4. First half paced in 57 4/5 seconds. As they round the turn now to head down the backside and race over to that 3/4 mile mark. The one to catch is Margin of Error. The closest horse second is Reese. Farther back third comes Miss Carly Shea. Artificial Sweetener is in there fourth. Grady is fifth. And the last horse is Oh the Places You'll Go. Going toward that 3/4 mile mark. Margin of Error opens up now. A little more Margin of Error. Out to about 3.5 lengths over Reese. Then comes Miss Carly Shea third. 3/4 in 128. As they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's Margin of Error opening up now about 6 lengths on Reese. Miss Carly Shea is racing in there third. Artificial Sweetener is fourth. Ranging up on the outside fifth is Greeny. Horses are strung out as they race toward the home. That's Margin of Error, Reese, and Miss Carly Shea. It's going to be Margin of Error, and here the outcome. Reese up for place and up for show is Miss Carly Shea. 1:59. 1 mile and 1:59.
Pretty nice mile there for the two. Margin of Error, Chris Beaver and B.J. Roberts picking up a back-to-back there. one with a trotter and one with a pacer. So something you're not going to see much from Chris Beaver here at the fairs. So that's pretty cool to see. But man, it was a hot opening battle there. Hot opening fraction of 27-4 to open things up, and they got to the half. Got a 30-second breather in the second quarter, but that still took them to the half in 57-4. Extremely fast. Ended up getting to 3 quarters in 1:28, so 30-1 in the third quarter, and then a time of the mile 1:59 final quarter in 31 for the two. Margin of Error was battling it out there early with Reese in that hot opening quarter, and Reese held on for second there with Pierce Henry. Another good effort for her. Now 7 starts on the season, 2 seconds and 1/3 for Reese, and then rounding out the trifecta was the one, Miss Carly Shea, for trainer Jamie Lane and driver Rod Allums Jr. And again, it's Chris Beaver, BJ Roberts teaming up to get the double here. Just picked it up, their first win of the day in race number 3 with Feisty Pistol, the trotter, and now pick it up with the Racing Hill pacer, Margin of Error. And BJ getting ready to pull back in.
And now moving down the track into the winner's circle, where the winners go, coming in from Cardington, Redner, and Powell, Ohio, and New York City, comes number 2, Margin of Error. Owned by Don Robinson, Chris Beaver, Don Mio, and RBH Ventures Incorporated. Trained by Chris Beaver and driven to victory this evening by BJ Roberts. Now this is the first division of the Jim Walter Memorial. The horse that goes the faster of the 2 divisions of the Jim Walter Memorial will receive a plaque, which they're showing in the pick winner's circle for this division. But we'll have to wait until after race 9 to determine the actual plaque winner. Now the blanket for this race is the Bay Tractor Company and Seed Consultants Incorporated trophy race. Let's have a big hand here for BJ Roberts and Margin of Error and the Bay Tractor Company and Seed Consultants Incorporated, the sponsors of this race.
So again, Chris Beaver, BJ Roberts picking up the double and the victory here in race number 4.
Here are the official placings for race 4 from the top. Number 1, Miss Carly Shea was 3rd. Number 2, Margin of Error was the winner. Number 3, Graney was 5th. Number 4, Artificial Sweetener was 4th. Number 5, Reese was 2nd. Number 6, Oh, the Places You'll Go was 6th. Time of the first quarter was 27 4/5. The half was in 57 4/5. The 3 quarters in 1:28, with a mile in 1:59. From the top it should read 3:15.426, a mile in 1:59. In the upcoming race 5, remember there will be daily double on races 5 and 6. Daily double wagering on races 5 and 6. There will be win, place, show, exacta, and vanilla wagering in race 5. In race 5, number 4, Checkmate Cash, takes the driver to Kim Pluta. Kim Pluta driving number 4, Checkmate Cash.
Thank you again, Bill Peters, for taking care of us here today, our master of ceremonies. And that'll put a cap on race number 4, the 3-year-old filly Pacers. Congrats to Chris Beaver and BJ Roberts, and Margin of Error taking the victory in 1:59. So we'll head to a quick break here. We'll be back on the other side with race number 5 from the Ottawa County Fair in Oak Harbor.
For over 50 years, Midland Acres has provided top-quality Ohio-bred colts and fillies. As a third-generation farm with 500 acres of pasture for breeding to boarding and on-site veterinarian care, we understand the importance of delivering well-cared-for and well-mannered yearlings. Visit us September 17th at the Pickaway County Fairgrounds and get in the winner's circle with the yearlings by Fear the Dragon, Yankee Cruiser, Pet Rock, and Long Tom. Midland Acres, doing our best to bring you the best.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com. Most orders ship that day, or call 1-800 321 2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Cool Winds Farm in Lima, Ohio wants to thank all the breeders that supported our first season standing the trotter, Muscle Diamond. Cool Winds also welcomed the proven sire, Mr. Apples, to our stallion barn. Randy and Kim Haynes also stand the only full brother to some beach somewhere, Bring on the Beach, sire of Heart of Chewbacca. Visit the Cool Winds consignment at the Ohio Selected Jug Sale at Pickaway Ag Center on Friday, September 17th.
Selling your horse? Sell for free. No fees, no commissions. The only free auction site in the industry. There's no problem selling your horse at harnesshorseauction.com.
Back here in Ottawa County at Oak Harbor. And again, we want to thank Midland Acres, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply, Cool Winds Farm, and harnesshorseauction.com for their support of all of our broadcasts here on the Ohio Fair Trail this season. So we've already seen some Cool Winds Farm action here. Actually, back in the, I believe it was the second race here today, we had a Lost for Words filly. So Cool Winds Farms was actually standing Lost for Words. I believe it was for 2 to 3 seasons. And that horse that was in that race that I'm speaking of was the 5 horse in the second race, Lost Peanut, who was a homebred, for Rebecca Nichols and Curtis Shalp. Again, just one of 38 mares bred to Lost for Words in 2018 was Lost Peanut. And actually, Lost for Words was sold here, I believe it was the end of last year, beginning of this year, and went overseas now and is doing some breeding over there. Again, stood at Cool Winds Farm for a time and now overseas, and apparently is having a lot of success over there. So that's pretty cool for Lost for Words and his connections. And again, we're back here at the Ottawa County Fairgrounds in Oak Harbor and getting ready for race number 5. The 2-year-old filly trotters here going for a purse of $5,368, and we'll have 5 fillies going postward here. The 1 is Whimsical Spirit, trained by Ed Greeno Jr., and he'll also do the driving on this What the Hill filly. The 2 is Too Sweet to Kiss, and Uncle Peter filly out of the Credit Winner mare Lotto Winner for trainer Mike Sweeney, driver Cameron McCown. The 3 is We Go That's Right, and Away We Go filly, trained by Brian Boring and driven today by Greg Bateson. The 4 is Checkmate Cash, a Southwind Spirit filly, trained by Ed Greeno Jr., make the driver Kim Pluta in this one. And the 5 is Mount Bella, also has been pronounced MT Bella. Pierce Henry said he's not entirely sure which one they're going to go with. She goes by either at this point. We'll call her Mount Bella. She is a long tom filly for Pierce Henry, who does the training and the driving. And with Mount Bella, kind of a cool story from Pierce Henry. He actually trained her dam, her mother, Renee Lou, 5 years ago. And when Pierce had her, they actually finished second in an Ohio Sire Stakes leg. And after that, she was sold to Ron Burke. So a pretty cool story for Pierce, and a sentimental horse for him is Mount Bella. And this is actually the first foal from that, the dam he trained, Renee Lou, who's a Neely Dunn mare. So pretty cool for Pierce Henry. She's doing pretty well this season. Opened up her career with back-to-back wins at the Fair Stakes level at Paulding and Ottawa, and then looked to be on her way to being 3 for 3 at Marion. She led all the way and got nailed by a neck right at the line in a time of 2:09. Bippity Boppity Blue able to track her down in the final strides there. So a pretty good season again. 3 starts, all 3 of them on the board with 2 wins and 1 second. Just under $5,700 made with a lifetime mark of 209.1 that she took at Ottawa. Another horse I want to talk about here, the 2, Too Sweet to Kiss. Again, Mike Sweeney doing the training, Cam McCown doing the driving here. Mike Sweeney told me this was an extremely wild filly to break. Again, an Uncle Peter filly. She took over an hour to get harnessed the first time, Mike Sweeney said. Again, just extremely ornery filly here and very wild to jog as well. So Mike told me that she actually took him for a ride through the Little Brown Jug shrubs down in the infield of the Delaware County Fairgrounds. So again, pretty wild, but again, they are trying to get her tamed and keep her focused because she is a half-sister to Winning Ticket, who is an absolute terror right now on the 3-year-old Colt Trot Ohio Sire Stakes Tour with Chris Beaver. Again, she's a half-sister to Winning Ticket. They're both out of that Credit Winner Mare Lotto winner. Again, Too Sweet to Kiss is an Uncle Peter. Winning Ticket is a Triumphant Caviar, which Chris Beaver has a lot of success with. And again, I believe that Winning Ticket is undefeated so far this season. So I know Mike Sweeney, again, trying to keep Too Sweet to Kiss's mind on business, and she could be something really special, judging by her half-brother Winning Ticket. The 3 We Go That's Right. This was a $5,000 purchase in the Blooded Horse sale in Springfield back in November for Brian Boring and Jennifer Vollmer. So they told me back at Paulding it had been a while since they'd had a trotter, and they really liked the look of this one. And things have started out really good with her so far. So she made her first lifetime start a winning one at Paulding back on June 15th. Was a winner by 2 3/4 of a length there in a time of 2:11 2. Follow that up with a third-place effort at Marion behind, again, 2 filly trotters that we've talked highly of already so far on the broadcast, Bippity Boppity Blue and Mount Bella.
Is wearing trotting hobbles. Trotting hobbles on number 1, Whimsical Spirit.
And again, has gotten off to a pretty good start and also has a win at Charlotte, Michigan, and a 2-year-old's race up there in a time of 2:16. So, so far this season for We Go That's Right, 3 starts, 2 wins, and a third, with over $2,700 made for Brian Boring and Jennifer Vollmer. The 4 is Checkmate Cash, actually making her first start in the Ed Greeno Jr. barn, making the transition over from the Robbie Brooks stable. Here's the post parade for race number 5, the 2-year-old filly trotters.
Also printing postword for race 5. This is the second division of the 2-year-old filly trot. Going for a purse of $5,368. This is a Genoa Mini Mart trophy race. For 1 is Whimsical Spirit, owned by E.G. Trot LLC and Doc Adams of Findlay, Ohio, trained and driven by Ed Greeno Jr. Number 2 is Too Sweet to Kiss, owned by James Bender of Garrettsville, Ohio, trained by Mike Sweeney and the driver Cameron McCown. Number 3 is We Go That's Right, owned by Brian Boring of Adrian, Michigan, and Jennifer Vollmer of LaSalle, Michigan, trained by Brian Boring, the driver Greg Bateson. Number 4 is Checkmate Cash, owned by the Broken Brokers Ltd. of Findlay, Ohio, trained by Ed Greeno Jr. and the driver Kim Pluta. Number 5 is Mount Bella, owned by Darren Henry of Lipsick, Ohio, trained and driven by Pierce Henry. Horses will take 1 long score and go to the gate and mute your windows, closing in 4 minutes. Hurry and don't be shut out. There's Win, Place, Show, Exacta, and Quinella wagering here in race 5. Daily double wagering on races 5 and 6. Your test of the barn, you plan to warm up after race 5. Have your horse ready to go on the track when the horses in this race are going off. Be getting your horses ready for race 6. And again, in race 6, we still need to know the name of the driver on Western Sugar.
So again, here, race number 5, we're talking about the 4-horse Checkmate Cash. Again, making her first start in the Ed Greeno Jr. barn after being in the Robbie Brooks barn for 2 starts. So we'll see how she does. She's a Southwind Spirit filly out of the strikingly red mare Faster Cash and owned by the Broken Brokers of Findlay, Ohio. And it was mentioned there by Bill Peters also prior to post parade. The one, Whimsical Spirit, a What the Hill filly out of a Cash Hall mare named Whimsical Brit that Ed Greeno Jr. is training and driving, is going to be wearing trotting hobbles for this race. She's going to be making her first lifetime start here. She was bred by Crawford Farms of New York, owned by E.G. Trott of Findlay and Thomas Adams of Findlay as well. Again, another filly from the first crop of What the Hill. So again, 5 fillies going postward here in the second division of the 2-year-old filly trotters of the Ohio Fair Racing Conference. Between the 5 of them, looks like we have about 10 starts total. So again, still a really young and green group, but we have seen some success out of a couple of them as well, with Mount Bella already earning almost $5,700 this season, and We Go That's Right with over $2,700 made so far in the 2021 campaign. I want to thank you again for tuning in and joining us here on the broadcast. If you are watching from home, you can get free program pages of today's race. Just go to www.ohha.com. And once you're on the home page, look for the middle column that says Horseman. Go down the bullet points there, and about the 4th or 5th bullet point will say Fair Live Stream Broadcast and Race Programs. So click that. It'll take you to a new page, and from there, you can see all the programs that are available to download. So, again, you could be following all 3 of the fairs that we're broadcasting right now. Again, go to ohha.com, go down the middle column, and click on Fair Live Stream Broadcast and Programs, and you can download programs from Lebanon, Hilliard, or Oak Harbor, or you can just do all 3 if you're really following along at home and have multiple devices pulled up. So, getting ready for post time here, race number 5, the second division, the 2-year-old filly trotters. Bill Peters doing the announcing.
Here they come. Here, off and trotting, that's We Go. That's right, trotting out to the early lead, followed by Checkmate Cash. At the rail third, that's Whimsical Spirit. Up on the outside 4th, now 3rd comes Mount Bella, and the last horse is Too Sweet to Kiss. As they make the turn now to head down the backside, a race over toward that quarter-mile mark, Greg Bateson has We Go. That's right on top. Trotting up second on the outside now is Mount Bella, driven by Pierce Henry. Third along the rail is Checkmate Cash, driven by Kim Pluta. A little farther back 4th is Whimsical Spirit, driven by Ed Greeno Jr. And the last horse is Too Sweet to Kiss, driven by Cameron McCown. First quarter trotted in 31 4/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stand for the first time, that's We Go. That's right along the rail of the lead. Pouring on the pressure from the outside second is Checkmate Cash. At the rail third is Mount Bella. A little farther back 4th is Whimsical Spirit. The last horse off stride is Too Sweet to Kiss. As they race down toward the half-mile mark, that's Greg Bateson and We Go. That's right, bringing the horses down to the half, but he's got pressure poured on to the outside. There by Checkmate Cash, and right there, 3rd Mount Bella. First half trotted in 103 3/5. As they round the turn now to head down the backside, a race over that 3/4 mile mark. Off stride now goes Checkmate Cash. That's We Go. That's right with the lead. Right there second is Mount Bella. Off stride third is Checkmate Cash. 4th is Whimsical Spirit. And the last horse is Too Sweet to Kiss. Going to that 3/4 mile mark. That's still We Go. That's right with the lead. Right there, length and a half back second is Mount Bella. Moving up third along the rail now is Whimsical Spirit. 3/4 in 135 3/5. As they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's We Go. That's right by 2 lengths now over Mount Bella. Third now is Whimsical Spirit. Off stride 4th is Checkmate Cash, and then comes Too Sweet to Kiss. As they race toward home, that's We Go. That's right, and Mount Bella closing fast on the outside, but it's gotta be We Go. That's right, and here they all come. Mount Bella up for place, up for show is Whimsical Spirit. A mile and 2:06.
And it's We Go, that's right, making it 3 wins and 4 lifetime starts here this season for Brian Boring, and Greg Bateson picking up the winning drive there. So, again, another nice win for her. Coming in second was Mount Bella and Pierce Henry, and the third was the one Whimsical Spirit for Ed Greeno Jr., again, a filly out of the first crop of What the Hill. So it looked like Checkmate Cash was looking pretty impressive there. First start in the Ed Greeno Jr. barn, and actually made an aggressive move there at the quarter. I think Kim Pluta was trying to put her on the front. Ended up getting kind of hung on the outside there first over for quite a while as well. And then she ended up making a break here, heading over to the 5/8 mark actually, and fell back after that, unfortunately. But it was We Go, that's right, that was in front the whole way, I believe. Looked like following that, Checkmate Cash was 4th, and I believe Too Sweet to Kiss was 5th in there. So all 5 fillies picking up a check in that race, and here comes Greg Bateson, and We Go, that's right, back to the winner's circle.
And now moving down the track into the winner's circle, where the winners go. Coming in from Adrian in LaSalle, Michigan, comes number 3, We Go, that's right. By Brian Boring and Jennifer Vollmer, trained by Brian Boring, and driven to victory this evening by Greg Bateson. This is the Genoa Mini Mart Trophy Race. Let's have a big hand here for Travis Boring, Jennifer Vollmer, Greg Bateson, and We Go. That's right. And the Genoa Mini Mart, the donors of the blanket. Here are the official placings for race 5 from the top. Number 1, Whimsical Spirit was 3rd. Number 2, Too Sweet to Kiss was 5th. Number 3, We Go, that's right, was the winner. Number 4, Checkmate Cash was 4th. And number 5, Mount Bella was 2nd. Time of the first quarter was 31 4/5. The half was in 103 3/5. The 3 quarters in 135 3/5. With a mile in 206. From the top it should read 3-5-1, 4-2 on the bottom, a mile in 206. New lifetime mark on We Go, that's right.
So congrats again to We Go, that's right. Trainer Brian Boring. Brian Boring owns also with Jennifer Vollmer, Greg Bateson picking up the winning drive, and she makes it 3 wins and 4 lifetime starts. We're going to take a quick break here. We'll be back at the Ottawa County Fair in Oak Harbor after this with race number 6.
Your animals provide unconditional love. When they hurt, you want the best care available to help them enjoy life again. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center is here for you and for them. From heart disease to cancer, diabetes to broken bones, and 24-hour emergency services, Ohio State's team of experts make a difference in the lives of animals and the family members who love them. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center.
Hey everyone, if you like horses, you'll love our podcast called Horsing Around. I'm Michelle Gatchell.
And I'm Kelly Bell. And we talk to horse breeders, trainers, and owners about something we all have in common: horses.
We have as much fun learning about horses as we hope you do listening to the people telling us their stories.
Listen Saturday mornings on WDLRradio.com.
Horsing Around is sponsored by the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association.
And back. We're halfway through the card here at the Ottawa County Fair in Oak Harbor. And again, we want to take a second to thank our sponsors, the Ohio State Vet Medical Center, and also the Horsing Around podcast for their support of all of our fair racing action this summer across the great state of Ohio. So again, we're halfway through the card here. 5 races in the books, 5 more to go at Oak Harbor. Race number 6 is going to be the 2-year-old Philly Pacers, the second division for them, going postward with a purse of $4,388. A field of 7 here, all 7 on the gate. And we'll run down through the field. The 1 is Little Babushka, trained by Brian Brown. Cameron McCown doing the driving. 2, Disney Springs, Derek Flowers doing the training and driving. 3, Western Sugar, Bill Webb the trainer, make the driver Don Harmon. The 4, Cedar Point Beach, trained by Tyler Bates. Greg Bateson, the winner of race number 5, will be the driver of the 4, Cedar Point Beach. The 5 is Hard to Handle, trained by Marvin Kraft, and Don Harmon also listed to drive on this one too, so we'll have to get that sorted out. Again, 3 was Western Sugar. I believe they told me that Don Harmon was going to be driving that one. So we'll see how this all shakes out here, and we'll try to get those changes corrected for you as soon as possible. But again, Don listed on the 3 and the 5. And the 6s Don't Go Bacon My Heart. And it's going to be Pierce Henry, the driver on that one. Cameron McCown was originally listed. It's going to be Pierce Henry driving the 6. Don't Go Bacon My Heart. And 7, rounding out the field, is Arts Beach, trained by Steve Novak. Kim Pluta will be in the sulky for that one. So again, 7 fillies going postward for the final division of the 2-year-old Philly Pace here at the Ottawa County Fair in Oak Harbor. Trying to get horses rounded up for post parade here on race number 6. And again, we thank you for following along live on the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association YouTube network here today at Oak Harbor. And again, we're also broadcasting from Hilliard and Lebanon right now as well. And you can find those on the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association Facebook page. And I believe that the Lebanon card is being broadcasted on the OHHA Broadcasting Facebook page, so feel free to check that out as well. And if you want programs again to follow along with any of the 3 fair races going on right now, just go to ohha.com, go down the middle column titled Horsemen, click on Fair Live Stream Broadcast and Race Programs, and once you click on that, it'll take you to a new page, and you'll be able to download any of the 3 programs that you want from the 3 racing cards going on right now. So I believe last I checked, Lebanon was also wrapping up their 5th race down there too, getting ready to head on to the 6th, just like we are here at Oak Harbor. And again, just waiting on the 7 fillies to come out for race number 6, as we, of course, have some horses out warming up, and we have some track maintenance going on as well. Horses that are on the track right now, likely warming up for the 10th and final race here today, the Signature Series Pace. I know I see Western's Last Gun out there on the backstretch with trainer Kent Wilcox getting ready to go also. He'll be starting from the rail there in in race number 10. Also getting ready to come by. It looks like the 7, Houdini, just passed our camera, getting ready to go out for that Signature Series Pace. And Western's Last Gun getting ready to pass the camera right now. The gray horse down on the inside with the 1 saddle pad. And again, race number 6 is going to be the second half of the mid-card daily double here at the Ottawa County Fair. Looks like right now the betting public that are here at the track have the favorite as the 4, Cedar Point Beach, going off at 3-5 right now. And again, taking a look at Cedar Point Beach, a filly that has a lot of talent here in the Tyler Bates barn, and actually won matinees at Salina and Bucyrus back in May, so showed a lot of signs of promise there. Has been pretty good on the fair trail also, with 3 career starts and 2 seconds, with those coming at Ottawa and Marion. So laid down a pretty impressive qualifier at Northfield there in the middle of June also, 58-2 with a final quarter 28-2. So there you go. There's our final driver change for this race. The 3, Western Sugar, will be driven by Skip DeMall, and Don Harmon will stick with the 5, Hard to Handle, in this one. But Cedar Point Beach, again, impressive qualifier at Northfield there at the middle of June, 58-2 the final time, 28-2 in the last quarter, and then had a second by a neck at Ottawa in 2:03-2, and a second at Marion by 3/4 of a length against Lost Peanut in, again, 2:07-2 there. And then is coming off of a Sire Stakes start at Northfield here on the 10th of July. Now they're getting ready to parade here for race number 6, so I'll hand things over to Bill Peters.
Our starting postword for race 6. This is the second division of the 2-year-old filly pace. This is the Joe and Fran Darmafel Trophy Race, going for a purse of $5,388. And one is Little Babushka, owned by David and John Prishnook of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, trained by Brian Brown, the driver Cameron McCown. Number 2 is Disney Springs, owned by Henry Trimble of Byram, Mississippi, trained and driven by Derek Flowers. Number 3 is Western Sugar, owned by Bill Webb of Defiance, Ohio, and the Diamond DP Standard Breds of Kettleville, Indiana, trained by Bill Webb, the driver Skip DeMall. Number 4 is Cedar Point Beach, owned by Cedar Point Beach Racing of Fremont, Ohio, and Suzanne Bates of Gibsonburg, trained by Ty Bates, the driver Greg Bateson. Number 5 is Hard to Handle, owned by Eugene Schraubin of Portland, Michigan, trained by Marvin Kraft, the driver Don Harmon. Number 6 is Don't Go Big in My Heart, owned by Randy Forker of Paulding, trained by Bruce Forker, the driver Pierce Henry. Number 7 is Art Speech, owned by Jerry Michael, Westland, Michigan, trained by Steve Novak, the driver Kim Pluto. Horses will take one long score and go to the gate. Mute your windows, closing in 4 minutes. There's Win, Place, Show, Exacta, Quinella, and Trifecta Wagering here in race 6. Your attention to the barns, you plan to warm up after race 6. Have your horse ready to go on the track when the horse for this race is going off. Beginning, your horse is ready for race 7.
And in this race, it's sponsored by Joe and Fran Darmafal, and they're actually going to be giving a $100 bonus and a trophy to the driver that wins this race. So pretty cool from Joe and Fran to be doing that. Avid harness racing supporters, and really supporters of any kind of racing, also into some dirt car racing too here across the state of Ohio also. So thanks to Joe and Fran for their support here in race number 6. So talked a little bit about Cedar Point Beach, the 4-horse in this one. Also want to talk about the 1, Little Babushka, which is trained by Brian Brown, Cameron McCown doing the driving here. And Brian told me this is a very small McCardle filly that he has. And Brian says it might be the smallest horse that he's ever trained. And you can see Tim Edmonds, our cameraman, following her around right now. Again, exceptionally small. And you can see that especially when you get up close to her in person back in the barn area like I did earlier. But Brian said despite that small size, she has God's heart desire. She really wants to be a good racehorse and just tries her guts out every time she's on the track. So she's coming off a really good qualifier at Scioto Downs, actually, in which she went gate to wire with a final quarter of 29-1, final time of the mile 2:01-3 with Ty Loft at the controls there for Brian Brown. Brian's concerned she might be just a little spooky, so her first time at the fair track and stuff like that, so that's kind of a concern. I did see Cam McCown scoring her down pretty heavily there, as our cameraman Tim Edmonds from Trot and Pace Marketing got going down the back. And I think Cameron trying to do that and just kind of keep her mind focused right now and keep her on her toes ready to go. So she does have the rail in here, could be pretty tough, as this is a homebred McCardle filly for David Proshnock and John Proshnock. They're of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, so shout out to them if they're watching here. They're homebred filly. Also, and here's the 2 Disney Springs. Derek Flowers, we saw him as a winner earlier today. So Derek trying to pick up another one here on the card with Disney Springs, who is a Rockin' Amadeus filly. And remember, Rockin' Amadeus standing at Cool Winds Farms, a proud sponsor and supporter here of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association broadcast.
Moving at the rail. Up comes Disney Springs, Western Sugar, Cedar Point Beach, Heart to Handle, Don't Go Big in My Heart, and Arts Beach on the outside. They're at the post. Starting gate is rolling now.
Cedar Point is still the betting public's favorite here at 4-5 right now. Tyler Bates made some big adjustments on her heading into today's race. You'll see her here soon. 2 plain head pulls and an even driving bar trying to keep her from getting on a line. So keep an eye on that too throughout this race. And here we go, race number 6, the final division of the 2-year-old filly Pacers. Bill Peters, take it away.
Here they come. They're off and pacing. That's Little Babushka along the rail lead. Up in the middle of the racetrack, second is Cedar Point Beach. At the rail third is Disney Springs. Moving up fourth now, that's on the outside. Going down the backside, that's Arts Beach. Along the rail fifth, that's Western Sugar. As they head down the backside, racing toward that quarter-mile mark, Cameron McCown has Little Babushka on top. Racing second is Disney Springs, driven by Derek Flowers. Racing in their third, as they race down the backside, that's Arts Beach, driven by Kim Pluto. First quarter pace in 30 seconds. As they race around that upper turn, now to head down past the stands for the first time. That's still Little Babushka with the lead. Disney Springs racing right there, close second. Third it is Arts Beach. Charging up on the outside, fourth now is Cedar Point Beach. Also on the move, fifth, it is Don't Go Bacon My Heart. Along the rail, sixth, that's Western Sugar. And the last horse is Heart to Handle. Coming to the half-mile mark, that's Little Babushka along the rail and Cedar Point Beach on the outside, battling it out. And right there, third is Disney Springs. 101 and 4. First half paced in 101 and 4/5. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over that 3/4 mile mark. Along the rail, the lead is Little Babushka. Pouring on the pressure on the outside, second is Cedar Point Beach. At the rail, third is Disney Springs. Up on the outside, fourth as they race down that backside. That is Don't Go Bacon My Heart. At the rail, fifth is Arts Beach. Sixth it is Western Sugar. The last horse is Heart to Handle. 32 and 2. 3/4 in 132 and 2/5. As they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's still Little Babushka holding on the lead. Cedar Point Beach still on the outside second. Disney Springs along the rail third. And Arts Beach is right there fourth, and moving up fifth along the rail is Western Sugar. As they race toward home, that's Little Babushka and Cedar Point Beach. Little Babushka at the rail and Cedar Point Beach on the outside. It's going to be Little Babushka, and here they all come. Tight there for place between Disney Springs and Arts Beach. 204 and 1. A mile in 204 and 1/5.
And it's the little filly, the one, Little Babushka, going gate to wire for Brian Brown and Cameron McCown. Great effort by her in her first lifetime start. She makes it a winning one and establishes that lifetime mark of 204 and 1. So again, Cam McCown, seen before the race, scoring her down pretty aggressively. Again, Brian was a little concerned about her maybe getting spooked out here her first fair start. So Cam could have been scoring her down to help her keep her mind on the business that way, or also could have been scoring her down to leave hard out of the gate. But either way, the result is a win for Little Babushka. And it was Cedar Point Beach. Really tight between Cedar Point Beach and I think maybe it was Arts Beach there as well for third. So we'll wait for Bill Peters to make the official announcement on that one. Really tight there. Second was the 2 Disney Springs for Derek Flowers doing the training and driving there. So time of the mile again, 204 and 1. Last quarter in 31 and 4 for Little Babushka. As she comes around and she'll head into the winner's circle. Bill Peters will do the honors.
And now moving down the track into the winner's circle where the winners go, coming in from the groundhog town of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, comes number 1, Little Babushka, owned by David and John Prishnock, trained by Brian Brown, and driven to victory this evening by Cameron McCown. This race is sponsored by Joe and Fran Darmafel. And there in the winner's circle, Cameron McCown's going to get a plaque, and he's also going to get $100 cash for being the winning driver here in race 6. Let's really hear it here for Cameron McCown and Little Babushka, and to Joe and Fran Darmafal, the sponsors of this race.
Shout out again there to Joe and Fran Darmafal, as you heard Bill Peters say, provided Cameron McCown, the winning driver, $100 cash and a plaque for taking the victory there in race number 6 with Little Babushka, as we're just waiting on the official placings here for race number 6. Again, Little Babushka, the 1, your winner, the 2, Disney Springs, 2nd, but it was extremely tight for 3rd there, so I imagine probably going back to the photo for that one, trying to figure it out. Looks like up right now in the judges' tower, they are putting their heads together and taking a look at that photo to see just who got 3rd. So again, the fractions 30 seconds at the half at 1:01 and 4, 3/4 and 1:32 and 2, and the time of the mile 2:04 and 1. So looks like they came the back half there in 32 and 2. And again, judges still going over things right now, trying to figure out the official finish there of the 6th race. Again, that's the 2nd and last division of the 2-year-old filly pacers here from the Ottawa County Fair in Oak Harbor. We've had a pretty good crowd on hand here today as well. It's been the perfect day for it. And again, looks like we'll see more of it tomorrow, as we'll come back with a 12-race card here from the Ottawa County Fair, and it'll be the Colts taking center stage tomorrow night with the Ohio Fair Racing Conference, as well as the Signature Series Trot will also be here tomorrow night. So still have, it looks like 4 races left in this card, but again, tomorrow's card looks to be a great one as well. So make sure you tune back in for that. And we'll also keep you posted with details of how you can tune in tomorrow night for our broadcast. So we may be back on the OHHA Facebook page. It's still to be determined. We will get that out to you guys as soon as possible. So still, again, waiting the results here of race number 6, race number 7 next on tap, and that's going to be the Spring Haven Farms Ladies Driving Series Pace. So that'll be an exciting race there, as we are going to have 5 horses going postward for that one, and we'll give you the rundown on all of them here once we get the official placings again from race number 6, so we can put a cap on that. Again, I still believe we have the Hilliard Fair and Lebanon Fair still racing right now as well. And I think Lebanon's getting ready to wrap up the 6th race also there. So kind of bouncing back and forth between those, and hope you guys are tuning in as well. Again, plenty of harness racing action here on the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association Network. Again, spreading things across 2 Facebook pages and on the YouTube page as well. So it looks like also taking a look back, Cam McCown and Brian Brown actually teamed up and took both divisions of this 2-year-old filly pace. So both of those going back to the Delaware County Fairgrounds in the Brian Brown stable. Again, they picked up the win.
Here are the official placings for race 6 from the top.
Seaside Beauty.
Number 1, Little Babushka was the winner. Number 2, Disney Springs was second. Number 3, Western Sugar was 5th. Number 4, Cedar Point Beach was 3rd in a dead heat. Number 5, Heart to Handle was 6th. Number 6, Don't Go Bacon My Heart was 7th. And number 7, Arts Beach was 3rd in a dead heat. Time of the first quarter was 30 seconds. The half was in 1:01 and 4/5. The 3 quarters in 1:32 and 2/5. Well, a mile in 2:04 and 1/5. From the top it should read 1, 2, 5, 3rd in a dead heat, 6, 7, 3rd in a dead heat. A mile in 2:04 and 1/5.
So there you go. It's official. The 1, Little Babushka, to winner. The 2, Disney Springs, second. And then we had a dead heat for 3rd between the 4, Cedar Point Beach, who did a good job recovering there, made an early miscue going off stride into the opening turn and never saw a pylon in that race. Still finished 3rd in a dead heat with the 7, Arts Beach. So that is the end of race number 6. And again, the final division of the 2-year-old filly pacers. We'll take a quick break and be back with race number 7, the Spring Haven Farms Ladies Pace.
For over 50 years, Midland Acres has provided top-quality Ohio-bred colts and fillies. As a third-generation farm with 500 acres of pasture for breeding to boarding and on-site veterinarian care, we understand the importance of delivering well-cared-for and well-mannered yearlings. Visit us September 17th at the Pickaway County Fairgrounds and get in the winner's circle with the yearlings by Fear the Dragon, Yankee Cruiser, Pet Rock, and Long Tom. Midland Acres, doing our best to bring you the best.
This is the Spring Haven Farm Ladies Driving Series Pace. Going for a purse of $800, this is the Nancy Leidy and Patty Nip Trophy Race. Number 1 is It's Not Me, It's Men. All by Ryan Ryder of Lennon, Michigan, trained by Barb Redder, the driver Warren Harmon. Number 2 is Bold Decision. All by Crystal Terrell of Macomb, Michigan, trained by Skip DeMall, the driver Jennifer Main. Number 3 is E.R. Maria, owned and trained by Karen Takasik of Toledo, Ohio, the driver Jamie Lang. Number 4 is Insane in Spain, owned by Tim Bolenball of Convoy, Ohio, and John Weisenberger Jr. of Oakwood, Ohio, trained by John Weisenberger Jr., the driver Emily Hay. And number 5 is Lions Ginger Ninja, owned, trained and driven by Rhonda Patrick of Upper Sandusky. Horses will take 1 long score and go to the gate. Mutual windows closing in 4 minutes. There's Win, Place, Show, Exacta, Quinella, and Trifecta Wagering. In this Spring Haven Farm Ladies Driving Series Pace, these women are driving for points. There's a final race for them at the Delaware County Fair in Delaware in the 3rd week in September. Your attention to the barns. You plan to warm up after race 7
here. I want to take a minute again to thank our commercial sponsors, Midland Acres, Big D Tack and Vet Supply, and the Top of the Stretch podcast. And actually, if you listen to the Top of the Stretch podcast and have downloaded it, we had the last race winner on there on the last episode number 99. Cam McCown and Roger Houston talked. And Roger actually talked to Cam about his previous career as a bull rider before he made the transition here to harness racing. So it's a pretty interesting listen. You can download it anywhere podcasts are found. Got mine through Apple Podcasts and listened to it. It was pretty interesting. So again, that's the Top of the Stretch podcast with Roger Houston and his last guest, Cam McCown. Moving on to race 7 here, we've already paraded to post. This is the Spring Haven Farm Ladies Driving Series Pace here. We're going for a purse of $800 and 5 horses going postward in it. Again, the one, It's Not Me, It's Men. Driver Lauren Harmon, Trainer is Barb Redder on that one. The 2 is Bold Decision, trained by Skip DeMall and driven by Jennifer Main. The 3 is ER Maria, driven today by Jamie Lang. The 4 is Insane in Spain, driven by Emily Hay in this one. And the 5 is Lions Ginger Ninja, driven by Rhonda Patrick. So in this one, the 1, It's Not Me, It's Men, is a 6-year-old mare by Jeremy's Jet out of the Dream Away mare, Coco in Paris. The 2, Bold Decision, is a 13-year-old gelding by Cheyenne Ray out of the Abercrombie mare, Bold Wench. The 3 is ER Maria, and this is a 9-year-old mare by Don't Get in My Way out of the No Nukes mare, Like a Melody. The 4 is Insane in Spain. 4 is Insane in Spain, and this is a 13-year-old gelding by Real Desire. And the 5 is Lions Ginger Ninja, an 8-year-old mare by Santana Blue Chip out of the Cam Luck mare, Lions Lass. Yeah, it looks like in here the 2, Bold Decision, has been racing pretty well here in the Ladies Series so far for Skip DeMall. And Jennifer Main has been in the sulky for both of those efforts, with the first one being at the Paulding County Fair on June 14th. Bold Decision was a winner there in 2:01 and 2 over Insane in Spain and Lions Ginger Ninja. And follow that up with a second place effort 2 weeks later at the Marion County Fair. Second there by a length and a half against Rainbow Magic at a time of 2:04 and 3. And Bold Decision also coming off of a third place effort at a Michigan fair as well heading into this one. The 3, ER Maria, racing with filly and mare, non-winners of 27.50 in the last 4 at Northfield. Was race time there in 1:56. Made her last Lady Series start in the first leg at the Paulding County Fair. Was 4th there behind a couple other horses in this race, Bold Decision, Insane in Spain, and Lions Ginger Ninja. Jamie Lang going to be doing the driving here. The 4, Insane in Spain, has been racing with the 5 and 6 claimers at Northfield, actually. And Insane in Spain was actually involved in an accident last start out at Northfield on June 28th. Has been off for 3 weeks here and making his way back to the track for John Wiesenberger Jr. Again, a 13-year-old gelding by Real Desire. Emily Hay doing the driving today. And the 5, Lions Ginger Ninja, has been racing in the Ladies Series and has been in the legs at Paulding and Marion. At Paulding was 3rd by 8 1/4 lengths in a time of 2:03, and at Marion was 4th behind Rainbow Magic, a Bold Decision, and I'm trying to think of who finished 3rd in that race, but again, Lions Ginger Ninja coming in with a 4th place effort there. And then looking back at the top, actually, didn't mention the 1, It's Not Me, It's Men. Been racing against non-winners of $1,001 the last 4 starts at Northville Downs up in Detroit, Michigan. And it looks like they're getting in behind the gate here, and we'll turn things over to race announcer Bill Peters.
Carter Bruce Patterson has called the horses in. It's Not Me, It's Men, Bold Decision, ER Maria, Insane in Spain, with Lions Ginger Ninja on the outside. Here they come. They're off and pacing. That's It's Not Me, It's Men going out after the lead along with Bold Decision. Middle of the racetrack 3rd. That's Insane in Spain. Moving up on the outside 4th is Lions Ginger Ninja, and the last horse is ER Maria. As they make the turn now to head down the backside, they're racing toward that quarter-mile mark. Rhonda Patrick moves Lions Ginger Ninja up on the outside to gain the command. Between horses second, though, that's Insane in Spain, driven by Emily Hay. At the rail third is It's Not Me, It's Men, driven by Lauren Harmon. Fourth is Bold Decision, driven by Jennifer Main. The last horse is E.R. Maria, driven by Jamie Lang. First quarter paced in 29 and 3/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stand for the first time. That's Lions Ginger Ninja with the lead. Along the rail second, that's Insane in Spain. Racing in their third is It's Not Me, It's Men. Bold Decision is fourth. Moving up on the outside fifth is E.R. Maria. All five pacers pretty well bunched the race past the half-mile mark. That's Lions Ginger Ninja by 2.5 lengths over Insane in Spain. First half paced in 1 minute and 2/5 seconds. As they round the turn now to head down the backside and race over the 3/4 mile mark. The one to catch is Lions Ginger Ninja. The closest horse second is Insane in Spain. In their third is It's Not Me, It's Men. Moving up on the outside fourth is Bold Decision. The last horse is E.R. Maria. Going to that 3/4 mile mark. Now Insane in Spain takes over. Dropping back second is Lions Ginger Ninja. Moving up third now is Bold Decision. And in their fourth is It's Not Me, It's Men. 3 quarters in 1:32. As they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's Insane in Spain with the lead. Moving up second now on the outside is Bold Decision. Dropping back third along the rail is Lions Ginger Ninja. As they race for home, that's Insane in Spain and Bold Decision. Insane in Spain and Bold Decision. It's gonna be Insane in Spain. And here's the outcome. Bold Decision up for place, up for show is Lions Ginger Ninja. 1 mile in 2:02.
And what an opening battle there in the first turn. They were 3 wide for the lead there between the rail horse, It's Not Me, It's Men, Insane in Spain, and Lions Ginger Ninja. And it was It's Not Me, It's Men let him in there. And then Insane in Spain was able to clear just shy of the quarter-mile marker, and Lions Ginger Ninja was able to clear just after the quarter marker. So pretty exciting opening quarter there for sure, and ended up being Insane in Spain that overtook after the half over Lions Ginger Ninja and never looked back after that to score the victory in 2:02. Great bounce back there again for the 13-year-old Real Desire gelding after he was involved in an accident in Northfield. His last start out with the 5 claimers there on June the 28th. He comes back here, picks up a victory today. Emily Hay in the purple and green picking up the victory. Second was the 2 Bold Decision with Skip DeMall training and Jennifer Main, the driver. And then third was the 5 Lions Ginger Ninja and Rhonda Patrick to round out the trifecta. Looks like a nice group heading down to the winner's circle here to greet Emily Hay and Insane in Spain. Picking up a victory here again in the Springhaven Farms Ladies Driving Pace. And for Insane in Spain, today makes his 307th lifetime start. 28, make it now 29 wins, 37 seconds, 37 thirds for lifetime earnings of $290,000 and a lifetime mark set at 3 of 151 and 3 at Mohawk, the 7/8 mile track in Ontario.
And now moving down the track into the winner's circle, wherever the winners go. Coming in from Convoy in Oakwood comes number 4, Insane in Spain. Owned by Tim Bowenbaugh and John Weisenberger Jr., trained by John Weisenberger Jr., and driven to victory this evening by Emily Hay. The blanket for this race is courtesy of Dincy Lady and Patty Nip. That's right ahead for Tim Bowenbaugh, John Weisenberger Jr., Emily and Colton Hay, and Insane in Spain.
Looked like Insane in Spain was trying to make a getaway there coming out of the winner's circle. They'll try to bring you back in, try to get a picture here. He's a little antsy right now. But again, Insane in Spain's picking up his 29th lifetime win. You see the tote board in the background there. Insane in Spain paying $11.40 to win in this one.
Let's really hear it here for all concerned with Insane in Spain. Here are the official placings for race 7 from the top. Number 1, It's Not Me, It's Men was 5th. Number 2, Bold Decision was 2nd. Number 3, E.R. Maria was 4th. Number 4, Insane in Spain was the winner. And number 5, Lions Ginger Ninja was 3rd. Time of the first quarter was 29 3/5. A half was in 1 minute and 2/5. The 3 quarters in 1:32. Well, a mile in 2:02. From the top it should read 5, 2, 4, 1, 3 on the bottom. The mile in 2:02. In the upcoming race 8, there'll be Win, Place, Show, Exacta, Quadella, and Trifecta Wager. Attention the barns, we're now ready for your horses for race 8.
So there we go. The 7th race, the Springhaven Farms Ladies Driving Series Pace is in the books. Insane in Spain. Emily Hay, we're in the winner's circle for that one. So we'll take a quick commercial break here, and we'll be back with race number 8 here at the Ottawa County Fair in Oak Harbor, the 3-year-old filly trot.
The Ottawa County Fair is the youngest of its kind in the state of Ohio. The official record begins in 1964, but its history dates back much further. The very first fair was held in Port Clinton almost 160 years ago. The location of the fair caused major conflict between Ottawa County towns. After 2 decades of dispute, Port Clinton and Oak Harbor decided to each hold their own independent fair. With neither seeing much success, no fair would be held in Ottawa County for the entire next century. The Ottawa County Agricultural Society was formed in the early 1960s. The organization spearheaded the reestablishment of a junior fair. It consisted of only 2 tents and a wagon pushed together to make a stage. But it was a hit. The fair grew quickly, and by 1968, the permanent fairgrounds was purchased, a racetrack was built, and harness racing was introduced the same year. The sulkies brought new excitement for spectators. Today, the Ottawa County Fair features 2 days of standardbred racing. They are a member of the Ohio Fair Racing Conference and include a leg of the Spring Haven Farm Ladies Driving Series.
The roots of harness racing are born at the county fairs. For over 150 years, people have gathered to watch horses battle it out for fame and glory. Catch the thrills this summer at an Ohio Fair Racing Conference County Fair. The OFRC races at 21 fairs in 19 Ohio counties. Trotters and pacers put it all on the line to be called the best in the Buckeye State. The Ohio Racing Conference, where the path to greatness begins.
Cool Winds Farm in Lima, Ohio is a full-service standardbred breeding facility that specializes in stallion management. Cool Winds Farm stands the popular Dancin' Yankee, whose first crop hit the ground this year and are great-looking individuals. Cool Winds is also standing Rockin' Amadeus, sire of world champion Ocean Rock. Be sure to inspect the Cool Winds yearlings at the Ohio Selected Jug Sale at Pickaway on September 17th.
Athletes, they come in all shapes and sizes. They catch, they leap, they run. Some athletes even come with 4 legs and paws and hooves. When these beloved family members need care, remember the Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center. Ohio State experts wrote the book on exceptional animal care and know how to get our best friends back on their feet. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center.
Back here at the Ottawa County Fair in Oak Harbor, we just wrapped up race number 7, and we want to take a minute to thank our sponsors with the Ohio Fair Racing Conference, Cool Winds Farms, and the Ohio State Vet Med Center. We appreciate, again, all of your support as we bring you every single race across the great state of Ohio during this fair season. So, again, looking ahead to race 8, just 3 more left on today's card here at the Ottawa County Fair, and it's going to be the final division, the second final division of the 3-year-old filly trotters going postward here for a purse of $4,968, and we have 5 filly trotters that'll be going to post in this one. And we'll take a look through the field here. The 1 is Sweet Hope. Dan Veneer doing the training and driving. The 2 is Game On Girls. Tyler Bates trains. Pierce Henry drives. The 3 is Embraceable Jewel. Brad Schaefer trains. Ed Greeno Jr. the driver. The 4 is Cinder Addy with Cameron McCown driving. And the 5 is Chip It In, a Chris Bieber training with BJ Roberts in the sulky. And again, this is the second and final division of the 3-year-old filly trot. And it sounds like they're trying to get them bunched up here so we can parade for race number 8. Again, 5 fillies going postward. You see them coming in front of you in the camera right now. The 4 Cinder Addy and the 3 Embraceable Jewel passing by. And then coming up here is going to be Chip It In, and BJ Roberts will be coming on your screen here. We'll get him down here in the far turn, get him turned around and ready to parade. And again, just 3 races left here on today's card at the Ottawa County Fair. We'll be back tomorrow with 12 more races. And again, it's the Ohio Fair Racing Conference with the Colts taking center stage on tomorrow's stakes list. Also with the Signature Series Trot. And then I believe we have a...
We're going to race with a gentleman's start. We're going to race this race with a gentleman's start. There's some mechanical problems with the starting gate.
Okay.
Our start putting postword for race 8. This is the second division of the 3-year-old filly trot. Going for a purse of $4,968. This is the Erie Mechanical John Valance Trophy Race. Number 1 is Sweet Hope, owned, trained over by Dan Veneer of Pemberville. Number 2 is Game On Girls, owned by Sean McGee of Swanton, trained by Ty Bates, the driver, Pierce Henry. Number 3 is Embraceable Jewel, owned and trained by Brad Schaefer of Bluffton, the driver, Ed Greeno Jr. Number 4 is Cinder Addy, owned by Janine Lou of Archbold, trained by Bruce Forker, the driver, Cameron McCown. Number 5 is Chip It In, owned by Chris Beaver of Radnor, Don Miola of Powell, Don Robinson of Cardington, and RBH Ventures Incorporated of New York City, trained by Chris Beaver, the driver, BJ Roberts. The horses will take one long score and go to the gate. Mute your windows closing in 4 minutes. There's Win, Place, Show, Exacta, Quinella, and Trifecta wagering here in race 8.
And again, guys, it's Austin Scott on the mic here at the Ottawa County Fair. Tim Edmonds of Trot and Pace Marketing on the camera. And Tim, if you can, quick, go down there to the first turn. You can actually see the starting car has the hood up on it right now. So you may have heard before, post-parade here for race number 8, they're going to be doing a gentleman's start here in this one, since the starting car is down with some kind of mechanical issues here. So they're going to try to get the drivers across the track as evenly as possible on the start, and just try to start as heads up as possible. So Bill Peters is trying to organize that right now. Don't know if we've ever had a gentleman's start here on one of our broadcasts, so this could be a first for you guys.
Remember, you do not beat the pole horse up.
So pretty interesting. We'll see how this works out here. Again, including this race, still 3 more left on the card. Race 9 will be the final division of the 3-year-old filly Pace. And then capping off things here today will be the Signature Series Pace as well, which appears to be a very exciting race on paper. And we're going to have eight horses going postward in that one. So there will be plenty of action in the 10th race. So make sure you stay tuned for that one. So we'll see drivers making the turn on the backstretch. And again, going to be a gentleman's start here in the 8th race, the final division of the 3-year-old filly trotters, having some starting car mechanical issues here. So again, going to be doing a gentleman's start. So we'll see how this all shakes out here. Bill Peters will be taking it away on announcing.
All right, you're all right. You okay? You're coming along fine. You're coming along fine. Looking good. Looking good. Go! They're off. That's Game On Girls going out after the lead along with Chip It In on the outside. Between horses third, that's Cinderetti. Racing in there fourth is Embraceable Jewel. The last horse off stride is Sweet Hope. As they make the turn now to head down the backside to race over toward that quarter-mile mark, Pierce Henry has Game On Girls with the lead. On the outside second, that's Chip It In, driven by B.J. Roberts. At the rail third is Cinderetti, driven by Cameron McCown. Racing in there fourth is Embraceable Jewel, driven by Ed Greeno Jr. The last horse off stride, Sweet Hope, driven by Dan Venier. First quarter trotted in 30 and 3/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to go down past the stand for the first time, that's Chip It In now by 2 lengths. Over Game On Girls. Cinderetti continues to trot in there third. Fourth is Embraceable Jewel, and farther back fifth is Sweet Hope. As they race down toward the half-mile mark, that's B.J. Roberts and Chip It In, bringing the horses down to the half. Right there, close second is Game On Girls. Cinderetti continues to trot third. Fourth is Embraceable Jewel, and trailing is Sweet Hope. First half trotted in 101. As they round the turn now to head down the backside to race over that 3/4 mile mark. Still with the lead, that's Chip It In. Game On Girls is closing in now a wee bit second. Third is Cinderetti. Racing fourth is Embraceable Jewel, and trailing is Sweet Hope. Going toward that 3/4 mile mark. That's still Chip It In with lead, but Game On Girls has still got a lot of fight in her, since she's still very game. As they're racing in there third, that's Cinderetti, followed by Embraceable Jewel fourth. 3/4 in 1:30 and 2/5. As they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's Chip It In now by about 3 lengths over Game On Girls. Still racing third, Cinderetti with Embraceable Jewel fourth and Sweet Hope farther back fifth. As they race toward home, that's Chip It In and Game On Girls. Chip It In and Game On Girls. It's going to be Chip It In, and here the outcome. Game On Girls up for place, Cinderetti for show. Mile in 2 minutes and 1/5.
So it's the 5. Chip It In. Chris Bieber, the trainer. B.J. Roberts, the driver. And they go 3 for 3 today, winning all 3 of their entries here at the Ottawa County Fair in Oak Harbor. So congrats to that duo. B.J. Roberts, again, been working for Chris Bieber here for a couple of years. And it's really paying off. He's been really improving and doing great here on the driving trail. And again, after his injury in February of last year, has come back really strong. So 3 driving wins for BJ here today. Second went to the 2 Game On Girls and Pierce Henry for trainer Tyler Bates. And then third was the 4 Cinderetti with Bruce Forker and Cameron McCown doing the driving. So we had to go with a gentleman's start there in race number 8, and I'd say went pretty evenly. The rail horse Sweet Hope went off stride early there before they got to the stretch, but again, The remaining 4 horses stayed pretty even. It was a pretty heads-up start, so good job by our drivers and track officials and judges getting that all organized there as we're dealing with some issues with the starting car.
And now moving down the track into the winner's circle where the winners go, coming in from Radnor, Powell, and Cardington, Ohio, and New York City comes number 5, Chip It In. Owned by Chris Beaver, Don Miola, Don Robinson, and RBH Ventures Incorporated. Trained by Chris Beaver and driven to victory this evening by B.J. Roberts. Now this is the Erie Mechanical, that's John Valance, trophy race. B.J. Roberts, the presiding judge, would like to see you after the races.
So again, it's the 5, Chip It In.
Yeah, the official placings for race
Beaver
8 from the top.
Here's
Number 1, Sweet Hope was 5th. Number 2, Game On Girls was 2nd. Number 3, Embraceable Jewel was 4th. Number 4, Cinder Eddie was 3rd. Number 5, Chip It In was the winner. Time of the first quarter was 30 3/5. The half was in 1:01. The 3/4 in 1:30 2/5. Well, a mile in 2 minutes and 1/5. From the top, it should read 5, 2, 4, 3, 1 on the bottom. The mile in 2 minutes and 1/5.
So back half there for Chip It In, 59-1. Final quarter, 29-4. And again, B.J. Roberts and Chris Beaver going 3 for 3 in all 3 races they were entered in here today. So we're done with race number 8. Only 2 more to go here at the Ottawa County Fair in Oak Harbor. We'll take a quick break and be back on the other side with race number 9.
For over 50 years, Midland Acres has provided top-quality Ohio-bred colts and fillies. As a third-generation farm with 500 acres of pasture for breeding to boarding and on-site veterinarian care, we understand the importance of delivering well-cared-for and well-mannered yearlings. Visit us September 17th at the Pickaway County Fairgrounds and get in the winner's circle with the yearlings by Fear the Dragon, Yankee Cruiser, Pet Rock, and Long Tom. Midland Acres, doing our best to bring you the best.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
Bow River Jewelry has been the premier designers of sulky jewelry for more than 30 years. We incorporate today's fashion designs to create a unique piece of jewelry only found at Bow River. Visit bowriverjewelry.com today.
Back here for race number 9 at the Ottawa County Fair in Oak Harbor. Thank you again to Midland Acres, TheStable.ca, and Bow River Jewelry for their support of the Ohio Harness Horsemen Association's coverage of fair racing across Ohio this summer. Midland Acres standing the likes of Fear the Dragon, Long Tom, and Pet Rock, and they have a pretty nice operation here in South Central Ohio. Got to check it out sometime if you haven't already. TheStable.ca, a great way to get involved with ownership here in harness racing as well, and can own as little as 1% of a horse. So really affordable and a lot of fun. They do a great job there as well. And again, Bow River Jewelry, we appreciate all of you guys for your help here this fair season. And we're back with race number 9, the second and final division of the 3-year-old filly pacers here from Oak Harbor. And we have a field of 6 going postward for a purse of $5,100. $168. The 1 is Bonita Joe, trained and driven by Dale Decker. The 2 is Pop's House, trained by Dawn Deaton, driven by Cam McCown. The 3 is Sophie's Candy, trained by Robbie Brooks, and Pierce Henry will do the driving. The 4, Inside Screwball, trained by Tyler Bates, Greg Bateson the driver. The 5, Fever's Last Cruise, Bill Webb trains, Kim Pluta drives, and rounding out the field, the 6, Sister Said, trained and driven by Derek Flowers. So rolling through the field here, the 1, Bonita Joe. This is a homebred for owner Jeffrey Grimes. Dale Decker doing the training on this one and the driving as well today, coming off of some action with the maidens at Northville Downs, has been racing with them and pretty consistent with a couple of with 3 second place efforts and a third place effort here in the last 5 starts. A winner of just under $3,200 in the last 6 starts. The 2, Pop's House. This is another homebred, this time for owner and trainer Don Deaton, a Geese House filly pacer here. Cam McCown's going to be doing the driving. Coming off of a start with the Buckeye Stallions Series at Northfield on June 27th. Had post 8 there. Never really got a chance to get involved in the race, unfortunately, because of that. But does show a qualifier at Delaware in 2:04 back on June 22nd. And here's the post parade for race number 9.
Our separating post word for race 9. This is the second division of the 3-year-old filly pace, the Jim Walter Memorial. Going for a purse of $5,168. This is the Dr. Mike Stone and Southeastern Equipment trophy rate. Number 1 is Bonita Joe, owned by Jeffrey Grimes of Erie, Michigan, trained and owned by Dale Decker. Number 2 is Pop's House, owned and trained by Dawn Deaton of Northfield, Ohio. The driver is Cameron McCown. Number 3 is Sophie's Candy, owned and trained by Robbie Brooks of Van Loo, Ohio. The driver is Pierce Henry. Number 4 is Inside Screwball, owned by Suzanne Bates of Gibsonburg, Ohio, trained by Ty Bates. The driver, Greg Bateson. Number 5 is Fever's Last Cruise, owned by D&K Stables, LLC of Hicksville, trained by Bill Webb. The driver, Kim Pluta. And number 6 is Sister Said, owned by Henry Trimble of Byron, Mississippi, trained and driven by Derek Flowers. Horses will take one long score here, and then we'll see if we're going to have an open score. It'll be a gentleman's start. It will be a gentleman for the rest of the night. It'll be a gentleman's score for the rest of the night, but do bring them back for a score.
So you heard Bill Peters there, going to be doing gentleman starts for the last 2 races on the card here, with the starting car currently on the hook down in the first turn. But again, rolling through the field, the 3, Sophie's Candy, a Robbie Brooks trainee. You might remember her last year. Robbie Brooks actually raised this filly, and she went to Brian Brown when it was time to race last year, competed in the next generation at Scioto Downs. Was a really nice filly, over $43,000 made last year in just 7 starts. This year when Brian Brown went south, the owners actually sent her to Robbie Brooks, and he ended up buying her actually, and has now been racing her. This will be looks like, I believe she's made 14 starts this season for Robbie Brooks. She's coming off a second place effort at Wilmington, so she can leave with the car. I guess ironic for me to say that because they're going to be doing a gentleman's start here, but great gate speed for the 3, Sophie's Candy. Today, Robbie Brooks making a couple of adjustments on her. She's going to be wearing flip blinds. So Robbie feels she gets off to great starts, and when she gets out on the front, maybe she gets a little lost or loses a little bit of that desire not being around the other horses. And then when it comes time for a horse to go past her, she doesn't see it until it's well in front of her, and by then it's too late for her to really kick it in gear and stay fighting. So she's going to wear flip blinds today. She's going to be able to see those horses come up beside her much faster, and Robbie hopes that's going to encourage her to finish strong. The 4 is Inside Screwball, trained by Tyler Bates. Talking with Tyler about this Pet Rock filly. She actually broke outside sesamoids on both front ankles last year at 2. That's why if you're looking in your program at home, she has no starts prior to this year. Broken outside sesamoids on both front ankles. He did say she's getting sounder and better with each passing start here. So excited to see what she'll be able to do here today. She's coming off of a start in the non-winners of 1 to be claimed for 7,500 at Northfield, and was third there in 158.3, so a pretty good effort. Previous fair starts at Ottawa and Marion, where she was 5th and 4th, respectively. The 5 is Fever's Last Cruise, a homebred for D&K Stables. Bill Webb doing the training. This filly comes off a Buckeye Stallion Series start at Northfield on June 27th. Finished 6th there, was actually up close, started from the rail and was in second most of the race, but just faded down the stretch, unfortunately. And the 6th is Sister Said for Derek Flowers, who ships in from Illinois. This filly, 8 starts so far this year, 3 seconds and a third, $7,100 made. Still looking for that first win this season after having 5 last year as a 2-year-old. So again, a gentleman's start here in race number 9. Bill Peters and the judges trying to keep them stacked up and even as they cross the line, and we'll hand it over to Bill Peters. We'll do the announcing on race number 9.
You're doing fine. Again, don't beat the real horse out. Doing a good job. Bringing him along fine. Doing a good job. Go! They're off. The first horse away there is Sophie's Candy. Up on the outside, second is Fever's Last Cruise. Along the rail, third is Bonita Joe. Racing in there, fourth is Inside Screwball. Racing fifth is Sister Sid. And the last horse is Pop's House. As they make the turn now to head down the backside to race over toward that quarter-mile mark, Pierce Henry has Sophie's Candy on top by a length and a half. Pacing in there, second is Fever's Last Cruise, driven by Kim Pluta. Third is Bonita Joe, driven by Dale Decker. In their fourth is Inside Screwball, driven by Greg Basin. Fifth is Sister Said, driven by Derek Flowers. And the last horse is Pop's House, driven by Cameron McCown. First quarter was paced in 28 2/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stands for the first time. That's still Sophie's Candy with the lead. Sitting there in the golden chair second, that's Fever's Last Cruise. Bonita Joe continues to pace in there third. Fourth is Inside Screwball. Sister Said now shows pace on the outside fifth, and also on the move is Pop's House. First half paced in 58 4/5 seconds. That is still Sophie's Candy with the lead. Still racing in there second, that's Fever's Last Cruise. Bonita Joe is now a closer third, and Sister Said is a closer fourth. On the outside fifth is Pop's House, and the last horse going down the backside is Inside Screwball. All 6 fillies well bunched as they race toward that 3/4 mile mark. That's Sophie's Candy by a length and a half over Fever's Last Cruise. Bonita Joe still in there third. On the outside fourth is Sister Said, with Pop's House along the rail fifth. 3/4 in 129 1/5 as they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's still Sophie's Candy by a half a length over Fever's Last Cruise, with Bonita Joe in there third, followed by Pop's House along the rail fourth and Sister Said on the outside fifth. As they race toward home, that's Sophie's Candy and Fever's Last Cruise. Sophie's Candy and Fever's Last Cruise. Sophie's Candy and Fever's Last Cruise. It's Sophie's Candy, and here they all come. Tight for place there between Bonita Joe and Fever's Last Cruise. A mile in 159 2/5.
And it's Pierce Henry and Sophie's Candy picking up the win there, going gate to wire again. Almost a given that she'll make the front in every race she's in. Just incredible gate speed and able to capitalize there. Looked like when she was getting to 5/8, again, got maybe a little loose line and lost a little interest there, but Pierce did a good job keeping her going as well. And again, able to pick up the win with a nice mile of 159 2 here. Pierce was able to get a middle half in 1 minute and 4/5 in there. Opened it up with 28 2, 58 4 at the half, 129 1 3/4, and 159 2, the final time of the mile. Final quarter 30 1, and it looked like it was extremely close for second in there. They may have to review a photo in that one. And it looks like Sophie's Candy is making her way back to the winner's circle here for Robbie and Stephanie Brooks.
And now moving down the track into the winner's circle where the winners go. Coming in from Van Loo, Ohio, comes number 3, Sophie's Candy. Owned and trained by Robbie Brooks and driven to victory this evening by Pierce Henry. Now that Jim Walter Memorial plaque will go to the winner of the first division, Margin of Error, winning in a faster time in that first division of the 3-year-old filly pace, Jim Walter Memorial. The blanket here in race 9 is sponsored by Dr. Mike Stone and Southeastern Equipment. Sophie's Candy still got a lot of life in her. Let's have a big hand here for the Brookses, Pierce Henry, and Sophie's Candy, and Dr. Mike Stone and Southeastern Equipment, the sponsors of this race. Here are the official placings for race 9 from the top. Number 1, Benita Joe was 2nd. Number 2, Pop's House was 4th. Number 3, Sophie's Candy was the winner. Number 4, Inside Screwball was 6th. Number 5, Fever's Last Cruise was 3rd. And number 6, Sister Said was 5th. Time of the first quarter was 28 2/5. The half was in 58 4/5. The 3 quarters in 129 1/5. With a mile in 159 2/5. The time it should read 2:41 6:35. A mile in 159 2/5.
Congratulations again to Robbie and Stephanie Brooks as Sophie's Candy picks up the 9th race, the final division of the 3-year-old filly pace.
For the first time, and the driver will be Derek Flowers. Number 7, Houdini, change the driver to Lauren Harmon. Lauren Harmon will drive number 7, Houdini. There will be Win, Place, Show, Exacta, Quinella, and Trifecta Wagering in race 10. Yes, the barns were now ready for your horses for race 10.
Only one more to go here from the Ottawa County Fair in Oak Harbor. We're going to take one last break. We'll be back with the nightcap. Race number 10, the Signature Series Pace.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com. Most orders shipped that day, or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Be sure to catch the new podcast, The Top of the Stretch, presented by the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association. The podcast keeps fans of racing in the Buckeye State up to date on various topics concerning the sport of harness racing. The news and views of top officials, owners, trainers, drivers, and breeders in Ohio. That's the all-new podcast, Top of the Stretch, on the Facebook page of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association. Be there!
And we're back here for race number 10, the getaway feature from the Ottawa County Fair in Oak Harbor. And thanks again to Big D's Tack and Vet Supply and the Top of the Stretch podcast for sticking with us here through all of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association Fair broadcast this summer. Again, if you haven't listened to the Top of the Stretch podcast, you should really check it out. You can download it on the podcast app of your phone. And Roger Houston, I believe they've had 99 episodes so far. And the most recent one, Roger talked to Cameron McCown, a driver we see here on the fair circuit a lot, including here today at Oak Harbor. And in that podcast, Cam actually talks about his previous career of riding bulls. So pretty interesting how he makes the transition from bull riding to harness racing. And he did that, a lot of it through marriage to Jessica McCown, now McCown, Brian Brown's daughter. So a pretty cool podcast. Check it out. Again, you can find it on the podcast app of your phone, the Top of the Stretch. Back again, race number 10, the Signature Series Pace, the Portage River Pace, as it's known here at Oak Harbor. And we have a great field of 8 going postward for this one, fighting for a purse of $2,700. Let's run you through this 8-horse field quick. Again, reminder, 1 through 7 will start in the first tier. They won't start on the gate because they're going to be doing gentleman starts due to the starting car having an issue here. So 1 through 7 will start in the first tier with the 8 trailing in the second. So that might shake up some of the strategy and how this race might play out, or at least how I thought it'd play out on paper. The 1 is Western's Last Gun. Kent Wilcox trains the gun that won the West Colt, and Cameron McCown will drive. The 2 is O'Grady's First Man. Trainer Marvin Kraft, Don Harmon drives. The 3 is Sammy's Sweetheart. Daniel Korfman trains and drives. The 4 is Fred's Nightmare. Tony Zubkoff does the training. Derek Flowers, the driver. The 5, Dancing Fever. Bill Webb trains. Kim Pluta drives. The 6, He's No Sweetie. Courtney Macon trains, and Pierce Henry will drive. The 7 is Houdini with Becky Zubkoff doing the training. Lauren Harmon doing the driving. And rounding out the field from the second tier, the 8, Catch Me Conrad. Greg Hook trains. Jason Merriman will drive.
There are your horses for race 10. This is the Portage River Pace, a 4-year-olds and up pace, the part of the Signature Series, going for a purse of $2,700. This is the Peterson Farms and Ron Baker Trophy Race. One is Western's Last Gun. He's a gray gelding 4-year-old by gun that won the West out of Western Touch by Western Hanover. Owned and trained by Kent Wilcox of Hollinsburg, Ohio. Driven this evening by Cameron McCown. Lifetime earnings over $73,000. A lifetime mark of 153 3/5. Number 2 is O'Grady's First Man. He's a bay gelding, 7 years old by Manhart out of Lady O'Grady by Admiral's Galley. Owned by Eugene Schraub of Portland, Michigan. Trained by Marvin Kraft. Driven this evening by Don Harmon. Lifetime earnings over $210,000. A lifetime mark 151 3/5. Number 3 is Sammy Sweetheart. She's a bay mare, 5 years old by Artificial out of Takes the Cake by Camlock. Owned, training him by Dan Korfman of Fremont. Lifetime earnings over $44,000. A lifetime mark 153 4/5. Number 4 is Fred's Nightmare. He's a bay gelding, 4 years old by Fred and Ginger out of Nightlife by Lifesign. Owned and trained by Tony Zubkoff of South Salem, Ohio. Driven this evening by Derek Flowers. Lifetime earnings over $20,000. A lifetime mark 157 3/5. Number 5 is Dancing Fever. He's a bay gelding, 7 years old by Indian Fever out of First to Cruise by Yankee Cruiser. Owned by Bill Webb of Defiance and the D&K Stables LLC of Hicksville. Trained by Bill Webb. Driven this evening by Kim Pluta. Lifetime earnings over $222,000. A lifetime mark of 151 1/5. Number 6 is He's No Sweetie. He's a bay gelding, 7 years old by World of Rock and Roll out of Bellatrix by Artiscape. Owned and trained by Courtney Macon of Columbus Grove, Ohio. Driven this evening by Pierce Henry. Lifetime earnings over $101,000. A lifetime mark 153 1/5. Number 7 is Houdini. He's a bay gelding, 6 years old by Sportsmaster out of Apria Arnie by Real Desire. Owned and trained by Becky Zubkoff in South Salem, Ohio. Driven this evening by Lauren Harmon. Lifetime earnings over $98,000. A lifetime mark of 152 2/5. And number 8 is Catch Me Conrad. He's a bay gelding, 5 years old by Tell It Like It Is out of Envy, my Mach 3. Owned and trained by Greg Cook of Brooklyn, Michigan. Driven this evening by Jason Merriman. Lifetime lifetime earnings over $85,000, a lifetime mark of 152 and 4/5. Those are your horses for the 2021 Portage River Pace here at the Ottawa County Fair. This is the first time that we've had the Signature Series here since about 10 or 11 years ago. We're bringing it back this year and hope to be a success. And this looks like a very fine field of horses here going postward in the Portage River Pace. You bring them back to the front of the grandstand. There's quite a long line for this race. Bring them back to the front of the grandstand. There's quite a long line.
So Bill Peters pulling out all the stops here for the Signature Series Portage River Pace here, race number 10 at Oak Harbor. And again, I believe we're still going to be going with a gentleman's start here. I think the starting car has been pulled away from the first opening turn there off of the track. So we'll see how well they can get all 8 horses lined up and gathered here. I think it looks like the one Western's Last Gun going to be really tough in this race, especially from the rail. He's already a pretty incredible and gritty horse, but giving him the rail is a huge advantage here. Western's Last Gun is last time here with the Signature Series at Ottawa on June the 23rd in a race that was an absolute slugfest start to finish. But again, Western's Last Gun, one of the toughest horses I've seen in my short time following harness racing. They went to the half in 56-2 in that race. Came home and really staggered home in 102-1, but he was able to hold on for the victory there. So again, just an extremely gritty horse here. Has the rail, so I think Cam's really going to be taking him straight to the front. But following him out in the second tier of the trailer, the 8 Catch Me Conrad is an open pacer. Has competed in the Open at Northfield Park and also at Northville Downs in Michigan. Has made $48,000 already this season in 9 victories, taking a lifetime, or excuse me, yes, it would be a lifetime mark and a season mark of 152-4. So I really think Western's Last Gun going to probably shoot out the lead from the rail here, and the 8 Catch Me Conrad going to follow him out. Be interesting to see if there's anybody else bringing some speed from the outside here. I could see possibly the 5 Dancing Fever trying to get into the early mix also. But I think, again, Western's Last Gun and Catch Me Conrad probably going to be the 2 duking it out for the lane down the stretch just by the way this race shapes up on paper. So again, Western's Last Gun, a 4-year-old gelding by Gun That Won the West. The 2 O'Grady's First Man, a 7-year-old gelding by Manhart. The 3 Sammy Sweetheart, a 5-year-old mare by Artificial. The 4 Fred's Nightmare, a 4-year-old gelding by Fred and Ginger. The 5 Dancing Fever, a 7-year-old gelding by Indian Fever. The 6 He's No Sweetie, a 7-year-old gelding by World of Rock and Roll. The 7 Houdini, a 6-year-old Sportsmaster gelding. And the 8 Catch Me Conrad, a Tell It Like It Is, 5-year-old gelding. So again, it's the 3 Sammy Sweetheart, the Artificial, the only mare in this 8-horse field.
One trailer, Catch Me Conrad. And do not beat the rail horse out. That's Mr. Count with Western's Last Gun.
Oh my. So here we go again, a gentleman's start for the 10th race, the Signature Series Portage River Pace, a field of 8 going postward. Bill Peters will have the call.
And don't beat the rail horse out. All right, you're doing fine. Doing fine. Bring him along. You're doing fine. Bring him right along. Bring him right along. Go! They're off and pacing. That's O'Grady's First Man going out after the early lead. Along the rail second is Western's Last Gun. Moving up the middle of the racetrack third, that's Dancing Fever. In their fourth is Catch Me Conrad. Fifth along the rail is Sammy Sweetheart. On the outside sixth, that's Fred's Nightmare. Racing in their 7th is He's No Sweetie. And farther back 8th, that is Houdini going to that quarter-mile mark. Kim Pluta now has Denson Fever on top by 1 length, but on the move second. That comes Western's Last Gun, driven by Cameron McCown. 27-3. First quarter paced in 27 and 3/5 seconds. As they race around that upper turn to come down past the stand for the first time. That's Denson Fever by a length over Western's Last Gun. Still racing in their 3rd as they race down toward the half. Coming to the half, that is Don Tarman with Grady's First Man. At the half mile mark, Catch Me Conrad now shows on top on the outside. The half paced in 57 and 1/5 seconds. As they make the turn now to head down the backside to race over the 3/4 mile mark. That's Catch Me Conrad by a length and a half. Dancing Fever racing in their 2nd. 3rd is Western's Last Gun. O'Grady's First Man is racing in their 4th. Racing 5th down the backside. That is Fred's Nightmare. Going to that 3/4 mile mark. That's Catch Me Conrad by 1 length. Still racing in their 2nd, Western's Last Gun, but flaying up on the outside 3rd now comes O'Grady's First Man. 3 quarters in 126 and 3/5 as they race around that upper turn to head for pay dirt. That's Catch Me Conrad still with the lead. Western's Last Gun along the rail 2nd, racing in their 3rd. O'Grady's First Man and Dancing Fever is 4th. As they come for home, Cameron McCown moves out with Western's Last Gun. That's Catch Me Conrad and Western's Last Gun. It's going to be Catch Me Conrad, and here the outcome. Western's Last Gun up for 2nd. O'Grady's First Man for 3rd. 1 mile and 1:56.
Wow, and just 4/5 off the all-time track record there for the 8-horse Catch Me Conrad. Trainer Greg Cook, driver Jason Merriman, again running in the open fields at Northville Downs and Northfield Park. And again, just comes 4/5 of a second off the track record set by Tatler's Jet, who was a terror back in the day here on the fair circuits, I believe, when he was running with the Signature Series as well. So trying to see Tatler's Jet the year he actually set that mark.
Drivers,
here.
Thanks for all your cooperation these last 3 races here on these gentlemen start. We had very good starts, all 3 races. Again, thanks for your cooperation.
So the track record is actually 155 and 2 by Tatler's Jet. Chad Peter was driving that day back in 2006 for owner David Carter. So just actually 3/5 of a second off the all-time track record today with the 8 Catch Me Conrad. So again, that race didn't shape up exactly like I thought it would. I figured it was going to be Western's Last Gun and Catch Me Conrad battling down the stretch, but certainly didn't have it playing out the way it did. So it was, I'm trying to remember who shot out to the lead there early on. Pierce Henry. I think it was Pierce Henry and O'Grady's First Man maybe that shot out to the lead there.
And now moving down the track into the winner's circle where the winners go. Coming in from Brooklyn, Michigan comes number 8, Catch Me Conrad. Owned and trained by Greg Cook and driven to victory this evening by Jason Merriman. Again, this race is a part of the Signature Series. They earn points in this Signature Series leading up to a final again at the Delaware County Fair. This is the Peterson Farms and Ron Baker Trophy Race. Let's have a big hand here for Greg Cook, Jason Merriman, and Catch Me Conrad.
So we're still just awaiting the official placings here from race number 10, the nightcap here at the Ottawa County Fair in Oak Harbor. Portage River Pace. Again, victory was the 8, Catch Me Conrad. And I believe it was Western's Last Gun second. O'Grady's First Man third, I believe. But again, looks like the judges are still going through the final rundown here before Bill Peters will announce it.
And the official placings for race 10 from the top. Number 1, Western's Last Gun was second. Number 2, O'Grady's First Man was third. Number 3, Sammy's Sweetheart was 8th. Number 4, Fred's Nightmare was 6th. Number 5, Dancing Fever was 4th. Number 6, He's No Sweetie was 5th. Number 7, Houdini was 7th. And number 8, Catch Me Conrad was the winner. Time of the first quarter was 27 3/5. The half was in 57 1/5. The 3/4 in 126 3/5. Well, a mile in 156. The television read 2, 3, 8, 6, 4, 5, 7, 1 on the bottom. The mile in 156. Well, this concludes our racing for this evening. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out to enjoy the races this evening. And hope you all be back tomorrow night. 12 races starting at 5 o'clock. Again, horsemen, thanks for your cooperation here all evening, and especially in those last 3 races. I think I have the checks for the first 4 races. I'll be down there with them in just a short period of time.
So you heard Bill Peters there again. All wrapped up here from day number 1 at the Ottawa County Fair for their harness racing meet in Oak Harbor. And make sure you stay tuned and check back in tomorrow night. Same time, same place, 5 p.m. here at Oak Harbor. And tomorrow will be the Ohio Fair Racing Conference. Colts will be in action along with the Signature Series Trot, as well as a 2- and 3-year-old maidens race as well. So we thank you for tuning in tonight. Make sure you stay tuned tomorrow. We'll give you more details on how you can catch us tomorrow, whether it be Facebook or on the OHHA YouTube page. So again, we'll say see ya from the Ottawa County Fair. I'm Austin Scott. Tim Edmonds doing a fantastic job on the camera for Trot and Pace Marketing. And again, we'll see you back here at the Ottawa County Fair in Oak Harbor tomorrow night at 5 p.m.
This has been Ohio County Fair Racing. Ohio County Fair Racing is brought to you by thestable.ca, the Ohio State University Veterinary Medical Center, Midland Acres, Cool Winds Farm, and Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Ohio County Fair Racing is a presentation of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association.